So this is my first video of art book kind of review, or not really review, just appreciation. I watch many YouTube videos about art books, and I really love art books, and I'm grateful for those who do videos on art books, so I can check if the art book is interesting, is worth the money. And so for me, my channel is focused on art and drawing, and I share my process of drawing. So I'm gonna discover how I'm gonna talk about art books, but I wanted to start my journey with art books with Octopath Traveler, and I don't have the name of the artist who do the drawing, but I think we're gonna find out in the book. And I really like his art, or her art. I don't know if it's a man or woman, but I really like the kind of pencil and color pencil and painting, mixed media style. And the vibe, the feeling of the art is really can be like let's say light and cheerful, but it can also be like dark and like dark fantasy, and the expression of the character can be from like gentle characters and expression and emotions to very evil and dark. So it both has a kind of a very like soft feel, but also for me it inspires me. See, Naoki Ikushima. Okay, so I think it's a man, I think, and it can go to like a dark fantasy vibes. And I mean, if the artist would do a manga, I would buy it like no thought necessary. But it's mostly a character design artist. I love his. I saw there is some videos you can find on the YouTube, like short videos where he does the colors and the painting. You see a little bit how he works, and it's really inspiring. From the look of it, it seems like it can both work traditionally and digitally, but I think he learned traditionally at first because he seems very at ease and comfortable with traditional art, and it shows in the final piece, like whether he uses some digital in his process. It feels really traditional. So because some artists, when they start with traditional, then they learn digital, and they have with the background of traditional art, they they can use much better the digital tools. We can see that some artists, they start with digital and they get lost in brushes and special effect brushes, and it doesn't look really good anyway because they don't have the foundations of traditional pencil and brushes and watercolor, gouache or oil. And for me, I grew up kind of poor, so I didn't have enough money to spend on art. So I just bought a copy machine paper, like 100 pages for a few euros, and cheap pencils like this, you know. So I grew up mostly drawing, and I didn't do much painting. So I started to use colors only when I started to do digital, and it was a painful process to learn to use colors. But this artist, he really gave me confidence, because as I grew up working with pencils, I can relate to the way he works with pencils, charcoal pencils, line art style. And then he uses more brush pencil strokes to define the drawing. You can see on the animal. So the light is not good, but so you see the strokes, and then you can add some colors, but because the drawing is already very good and he knows where are the shades thanks to pencil strokes, so you don't need to work too hard with the colors. You enhance the drawing with some colors, but the drawing is good enough on its own, black and white with grays, see there. Even I think it's, let me see the painting, he even removed some of the pencil work to fit the finish vision of a little bit not like a fully jam-packed with content. See there and there, much more trees here the tree is more complex. It's very interesting. I recommend you buy the art book. You can buy it in the US, in Europe, in Asia, I guess. It's a Japanese edition, but it's imported. It's very good quality paper, and it's soft cover, but it's usually Japanese art books, they are soft covers with the extra layer for the color cover. So see, erase some of it. I think it's a digital brush used as an eraser to erase some of the. I think he does more. He used let's see, maybe we have the full. For this one he has a sketch. Did he have a final? No, we cannot see, but yeah, it's quite similar. It's changed a little bit. You see, some things are. So this is the preparation sketch. So if you see my video on the process for the drawing, I did this drawing, and the next step I will color it on digital with the Wacom Cintiq, but in my video on the process of drawing this drawing, I talked about first you prepare. Ideally, you want to have a sketch. You see, he has several sketches. Then he come up with a more definitive idea, but still a sketch. And from there, he prepare his final drawing, which is very close to this sketch, where he already worked some details. You can see the table and the bust sculpture. So if you work traditionally, you have to either you just rework from scratch with the sketch on the side, or you can use a light pad to see through the sketch, and with another piece of paper you can do the finished piece on top. It's a good interesting way to work if you don't feel comfortable with digital, or you just want to keep the traditional feel. You can buy a cheap light pad and you can work for very cheap, but still very good, you know. You can have a cheap scan, a cheap light pad, and then a cheap tablet, like no screen tablet. And you can buy a very like Clip Studio, Paint or Procreate, you know. And you can work for not very, about 50-60 euro dollars. Then you're good to go to do art. I mean, you need if you finish digitally, maybe you need to buy iPad, or for me, I had some iPads, but I didn't like the screen, and the Apple Pencil is a little bit too fat. So I sold it. I tried the Samsung Galaxy Tab, but a little bit similar feeling. And recently I bought XP Pen Drawing, Magic Drawing Pad, and I really like it. It's bare bone, just what's needed for art, you know. The screen is a similar finish to like a computer display tablets, with a matte finish and kind of paper-like finish. And the XP Pen Android tablet comes with a glove and a pen, and it's I think it's the good deal not to take go crazy on a tablet. So let's return to the art book. I love the background. She's softer, and it's kind of like framed within the shop of the old man. He worked a lot on the details here. Yeah, he's really skilled at objects, bottles. So I continue on the topic of art. So I was seeing in the videos on the drawing I did, when you want to progress in art, you need to do pieces that have a composition with real environments, full package, you know. If you draw like a character here, like this, well, you learn about character, about drawing humans, but usually we draw a lot of humans. So if you spend your time drawing characters like this on a white background, then you learn less, and after some time you arrive at a plateau and you just go in circle. You don't progress much anymore. At the beginning, when you learn to draw, you progress a lot because you have everything to learn. But after a while, when you stick to your comfort zone to draw just cool characters that you know how to draw well, then yeah, you can feel happy with yourself, but something inside you knows that you're not really trying anymore to progress. So that's why when you go into composition, you have to draw an old man. Some of us, we don't draw much old men, and then you have to draw him sitting down on a stool. So you have to learn how to draw someone sitting down, and so that it feels like the character is really seated on the stool. Then you have to learn to draw tables with some perspective. You have to learn to draw bottles, so 3D objects, many different objects. And then the expression, body expression, facial expression, you see. Then you learn to draw some fabrics, wood. You have to learn to draw textures, metallic and wood and fabric, and like in French we say drapé, you see. And then some architecture. So architecture is a whole new world to explore, drawing from different cultures and eras of history. Then, animals. You have to learn to draw animals. For me, I spent my youth, childhood and teenage years just drawing men or women, or some monsters or some weapons, very stereotypical. So when I was like more than 20 years old, I wanted to do comics and mangas and try to learn more. I discovered there's so many things I'm so bad at drawing. I'm like completely ignorant about how to draw animals or perspective and buildings, and now I'm more than 40, and I still have a lot to learn about drawing many things, and that's the way you keep learning interesting. You keep pushing to learn new things. Really nice sketch here. See the foreground, two characters. You have one character a little bit in the back and the background. There's something also composition and cinematic composition. There are some books, I will bring them on another video. Some books that show you how to learn composition and flow, movement, and so on. And all these books I'm gonna share in the playlist about art books. I really recommend, most of them you can buy and learn so much, Okay, I'm not gonna show everything, so you buy the art books. And I will bring the next one. This one is 2016, so it's mostly Octopath Traveler 1, and yeah, I think or maybe the beginning of the mobile game also is there. Okay. So next book. I love also the finish. There's some shiny effects. I don't know if you can see. It's really nice quality. So in this one, we are still very much the same kind of art. The artist is already very mature, so he already draws very well on the first game, and pretty much the same on this one. Whereas some artists, when you see their beginning, and as they continue, you see them grow and progress. Like some many mangas like that, you see the beginning is pretty, you see that the person, the mangaka, knows how to draw, but still is a little bit amateurish, and you see the effort to have it right, a little bit like school kind of effort of drawing. But then you see them grow, like Berserk, the Kentaro Miura manga. The beginning, the guy knows how to draw, but is still not ripe. And as he draws so many pages and pages, he progress and progress. I wanted to show more I really like it's kind of darker during it's like Champion of the Continent, I think. I didn't play the game because it's a mobile game, and I just can't take it. The gacha aspect and the controls on screen and watered down combat usually is not my jam for all these reasons. But the art is amazing. I really. So you see the sketch here, I think done digitally. So he has an idea, you see that? Bluish and bluish and brownish and brownish. But here is opposite, it's a little bit lighter to stand out in the foreground. We see also the ring, I think it's the ring. I started just, I played about 30 minutes. When they announced Octopath Traveler 0, I saw some videos of people who really like Octopath. They mentioned Champion of the Continent. So I tried it for about half an hour, but the controls was not fun, and I don't know. And then the gacha stuff start to pop up, and I delete the game. But I will get the Octopath Traveler 0 because apparently the story is really good, and they will bring the mobile game story adapted somewhat into a proper game, a real like solid game. So yeah, I will, just for the story alone, I think I will get the game. Yeah, you see it's a darker vibe than the Octopath Traveler 1, and Octopath Traveler 2 is a little bit dark, but there is really like dark fantasy. A sexy lady, pretty nice. Like, yeah, I put a lot of work. But you see, you start with the sketch. Well, this is a little bit more than a sketch, I would say, but we'll try. In some videos, I will try to learn. I spend my life learning by trying to do the art, like such an artist or another artist, and then you have more room on how you can express yourself. Copying is for learning, not for copying. But after a while, I think also learning by copying is also a little bit tricky, because you can lose yourself in learning to draw how others draw. So you can get lost and not know exactly how you want to draw. See, so many sketches. So this one's the more definite. I was looking a little bit before. You see, this one stays the same, the guy in the foreground. But here there's some variation. Yeah, keep this one, and here change, and then change again. So you see some smaller sketches is really brainstorming, you know. Here a digital sketch. Let's see if there's others. No. So it's having the vibe, having the composition, getting the composition. You use a digital charcoal brush kind of, or yeah, you can see the brush pattern here. So you can see use 1, 2, yeah, not many brush, you know, you don't need so many brush. And here seems a little bit digital also. You can see some patterns in the brush stroke. So yeah, this guy knows how to work traditionally and digitally. Kind of a Sephiroth vibes. This one reminds me a little bit about Suikoden 2, the first bad guy in Suikoden 2. Lucas Blight. Very good villain. And very similar vibe here. Yeah, very Lucas Blight vibes from Suikoden 2. Sexy lady is back. Very cool painter. So when you see art, then you can try to, you see something you don't know how to draw, you say, okay, I'm gonna try to learn how to draw a painter, for example. So you discover that the anatomy of animals is very different than what I'm used to do drawing humans. Then you have to learn animal basic anatomy, mammals, like four-legged mammals basic anatomy, cats anatomy, horse anatomy, deer's anatomy, and so on. And here also, when you look at this, it's also a work of character design. So when you have character designers working in video games or other media, yeah, it says that they have to work fast and come up with many ideas. It's part of their job to deliver a lot of different options and visual ideas for the team to work with to create the assets. I'm not a character designer, but that's what I read and saw in videos. So I just share, so you know, if you're interested in the work of a character designer. Yeah, very cool composition. Yeah, very nice design, very cool. See, a little bit similar movements. Sephiroth guy. He has definitely some Sephiroth, very Sephiroth, like a one-winged angel. See, one wing, 2 wings, 3 wings. Okay, 3 wings. Okay, some pixel. And then there's a whole bunch of characters. So the artist is really... I'm not sure if all these are from him. Some look different. Some art look different. Maybe another artist did some of the work there. So we're gonna conclude with this art book. Hopefully it's makes you want to buy the art book. It's really good. And if you're interested, I did 2 videos on the process of drawing this guy, this drawing. Right now I'm finishing to do some erasing work outside videos, because it's not really interesting to just show my hand erasing stuff and redoing stuff. But you see, I cleaned up this character, and I will clean up the other characters. I started to erase the sketch for building the body, so I just have a clean art ready for the last part of the video, which I will scan, and you will see the coloring, painting digitally. Hopefully I get it with a good result. So see you on another video.